Hi guys, it's Karina Borgia LaCroix, the title girl and owner of American Real Title, going live again. I've been getting a lot of calls today, and I figured that I would share some information that I am giving to some of my clients that are calling and asking me what the differences are between inspectors, an insurance adjuster, a claims adjuster, an independent adjuster, or a public adjuster. What the differences are and how they should go about it. When do you use each one of them? So it's taken probably 35 minutes to have this conversation with all of my clients. So if I put it out and can refer back to this video, I think that it would really help not just my clients, but everybody else out there in the real estate world, everything that's happening with your homes and how to deal about your claims. So let's talk first about inspectors. So when to use a home inspector, especially after a hurricane. If you think that you didn't have any damage at all in your property, sometimes getting a home inspector to come out and inspect your property is a good idea. Why? Because you may not notice that there was damage to your roof, or that, like I was talking to James Bell of Bell Inspection Services today, and we were talking about a client that had the seal of her windows that was damaged, but she didn't realize that, and water was going to start seeping through that, but she didn't know that. And if you don't put in a claim in your insurance company during the allotted time, then you lose the ability of being able to claim on that. So an inspector will come out, inspect your property, make sure that you didn't have any damage, okay? And you would use an inspector if you feel you didn't have any damage or you had minor damage. And the reason why I say minor damage against major damage, as you all know, we have hurricane deductibles with our insurance policies. The hurricane deductible is usually a percentage of the insured amount. So we all have this deductible. If my deductible is $6,000, that my hurricane deductible is $6,000, but my inspector comes out, I thought that I had no damage, but he sees that I had damage of maybe $3,000. I get estimates myself for that, and then realize that I do have damage, and that I have maybe $4,000 worth of damage that I need to fix. And I know that my $6,000 deductible is going to come in first, and my insurance company is going to deny my claim. So you can make decisions that way. Now, if the inspector comes out and says, you have substantial damage, then at that point, we're going to go and talk about claims and putting in claims with your insurance company, and what these adjusters, because there's a lot of different titles for adjusters out there, what they mean, and how you should never hire a public adjuster and sign a contract with them without proper guidance. So we'll get into that in a minute. So we've talked a little bit about the inspector and when you should use an inspector, usually when you think you have no damage or have minor damage. Once you put in a claim, now we're talking about adjusters, okay? So let's talk a little bit about what an insurance adjuster is, claims adjuster, or an independent adjuster. These three sort of fall within the same category. These are adjusters that are hired by your insurance company to come out and survey the damage and decide what they're going to be paying you or offering you to repair. So the insurance, claims, and independent adjuster. The reason why independent is called independent is because sometimes the insurance company doesn't have enough manpower to have their own claims adjusters or their own insurance adjusters from their company come out to you. So they hire a third party. That is called an independent adjuster. The thing about that is that the independent adjuster still is working with your insurance company, not necessarily for you. So to note, insurance adjuster, claims adjuster, and independent adjusters are working for the insurance company. So they're going to come out, they're going to look at your property and your damage, and they're going to decide how much the insurance company is going to pay you. So sometimes you may say, all right, they offered me whatever, $50,000, and my damage is around $50,000, plus I have my deductible. Okay, I'm going to accept my claim with my insurance company, and then we're going to move on. What happens most of the time is that you may have additional damages that the insurance company is not accounting for. That's where the public adjuster comes in. So a public adjuster is an adjuster that works for you, the policy holder. So you hire them. The insurance company doesn't hire them. What happens during this process is that you put in a claim with your insurance company. The insurance company sends their insurance claims or independent adjuster to decide how much they're going to be paying you. If at that point you decide that you need a public adjuster, you hire the public adjuster who does not work for the insurance company, and that insurance adjuster then will come out. So he's called a public adjuster. He'll come out, he'll really look at everything. He'll probably find things that the insurance company may not be looking for. Let's say you see that your roof is damaged, but you didn't realize that other things within your property were damaged. So they are only your insurance company is only going to come out and look at your roof. They're not going to look at everything else. So the public adjuster will come out. They'll make sure that the insurance company is going to give you a fair settlement with enough money for you to repair what you need to repair and not have to come out of pocket with any expenses outside of your hurricane deductible. So the public adjuster does work for you. There are pros and cons about using a public adjuster, but right now I've noticed that a lot of people have been asking me about public adjusters when you call them, inspectors when you call them, and when you use them. So I am going to be on the positive side of the public adjustments and adjusters at the moment, just because I feel like there are a lot of people out there that have had damage. They think that the damage is only to a particular part of their property, but it is actually a bigger widespread damage that they haven't paid attention to or haven't noticed themselves, where a public adjuster is somebody that is trained to look for these things and make sure that you get the proper settlement from your insurance company. So how does that work? If you hire a public adjuster, they come out, they will compare. So again, you do want your insurance company to come out and do their estimate, because the public adjuster will compare what their findings are against what the insurance company is willing to pay you. And then they will fight it out with the insurance company. You don't have to. There are good things and bad things about that. So if the public adjuster is being hired by you, you will pay them a percentage of your claim. So that's how they get paid. And unless there is a claim and there's a payout on the claim, they don't get any payment. Public adjusters usually will charge a maximum of 20% of the claim, but pay attention, please. During a natural disaster, they are only allowed to charge up to 10% of the claim. Let me repeat that. During a natural disaster, they're only allowed to charge 10% of the claim. Those are Florida laws. So important keys to remember: independent adjusters are paid by the insurance company, so are claims adjusters and insurance adjusters. Public adjuster is someone you hire to fight the insurance company and get the proper settlement for you, but you pay them by giving them a percentage of your final claim. Now, when you hire a public adjuster, they're going to provide you with a ton of contracts. One of them is a power of attorney. So you're giving them the ability to fight on your behalf with the insurance company. Some people are really worried about this, and those contracts, you want to make sure that all things considered, they are not being predatory, okay? Because there could be. And those are one of the cons that we won't talk about, because there are a lot of public adjusters out there that aren't licensed and they're just knocking on doors, and you don't want to use those type of people. That you will have to sign a lot of contracts, legal contracts, in order to go into business with a public adjuster. So what I am trying to convey to you is that there is a lot of cloudy gray area out there that you don't want to tackle by yourself. You certainly don't want to do this by yourself, okay? Again, you don't want to give a power of attorney to somebody, some general power of attorney that allows them to do everything that you probably don't want them to have power of. So also noting that if you hire a public adjuster, again, I am on the positive side of the public adjuster here on this video. We could talk about the cons in another video, but if you're using a public adjuster, note that the public adjuster will be listed on the claim with your insurance company. So when the settlement is paid, it will be in the name of, the check will come in the name of you as the policyholder and the public adjuster. So make sure that that relationship there is really tight. Those contracts that you sign with them, you have them reviewed by a proper attorney. I can figure that all out for you if you do have a situation where you want someone to review your contracts with a public adjuster. Again, I suggest that you never sign a contract with a public adjuster prior to having that reviewed. Please reach out to me and let us figure out how we can help you in providing that review for you and consulting. And we work with a few attorneys that have agreed to come on board to work on these specific things with us as the title company. So again, differences. An inspector, you will use an inspector if you think you have no damage. I suggest that you, everyone out there that's been through the storm, hire an inspector to make sure that you don't have any damage. If you have more damage than what your hurricane deductible is, and at that point you put in a claim with your insurance company. After your insurance company comes out and they give you an estimate, then you have the choice of hiring a public adjuster who can then tell you whether that is fair, whether there is more damage, and then they will fight the insurance company for you. Again, do not sign any documents, any contracts or powers of attorneys without having that properly reviewed. Please call me if you want any more information about any of this. I am happy to assist anyone out there. My telephone number is 239-768-0144. My extension is 11. Again, that's 239-768-0144, extension 11. And I am Karina Borgia-LaCroix, the title girl and owner of American Real Title, where we perfect the art of closing the deal. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. I know that things still seem somber out there, but I've seen a little bit of an opening of light out there. I see a lot of people helping, a lot of hope, and I'm hoping that the rebuilding of Southwest Florida is fast and furious. So again, call me if you have any questions. Send me a message, a PM. You can email me at kborgia, that's KBORGIA @AmericanRealtitle.com. And I'm here to serve anybody that needs it. Again, don't sign any contracts without proper help. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.